Today we have a special guest. Her name is Christina, and this is our first time introducing a third guest on the podcast.
We're doing
Dawn,
a three-way.
Dawn, take it away with the three-way.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations for rising the fuck above. Christine, I'm so glad you're here. Through this ever-evolving, ever-changing, ever-most chaotic, confusing, messy, lonely, scary thing called life. It is fucking Thursday. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
But yeah, bro, we're doing a three-way today. And it's our first time doing a three-way on this live podcast, and I'm stoked. I was just on TikTok, and Christina, we know each other from long time ago, history. And but what we do is we bring hope, right, to people. A lot of people are hopeless in this thing called life. I know I've been there for a long time, and I've had to kind of crawl my way out, go through all the shit. And Christine says, I'll do it. I was like, I need some people on the podcast. She's like, I got it. And was just so vulnerable and courageous to speak her truth. And she's a very beautiful soul. She's gone through a lot. And I'm super grateful that we connected again like this. I'm gonna drive up and see you for sure. But yeah, man, like fucking tell us Brian, what up, Brian? Sorry, I
You're
forgot you were
awesome,
here.
Christina, for joining us
I forgot Brian
and
was
getting
here.
out there and
What up,
getting
Brian?
real and be like, yeah, I'll join you. You know, so many people are afraid to get on here. I mean, they want to get on here, but something is holding them back. But you have that oomph to just get on here and do it. You're fucking awesome.
So experienced a lot. I have, like she said, I have a big story, a long story. And personally, I think that I want to get the story out so like it helps. I know I'm not alone in this.
We're not alone. I mean, we're never alone, right? But people have. Sorry, I just stuffed cheese in my mouth with a pickle.
Pickles.
But the thing is that there's someone out there, like on my TikTok, there was a mom that lost her daughter, and then another mom popped on and that lost her daughter. Well, now they can talk about that, but like
added them because
not a lot of people, they don't know where to go. So your story is kind of helpful in that way,
Yeah.
Brian, what up, bro?
What up? Thursday.
What time do you have to go to work today?
I'm not working today. I got other things to do today, but 7, 8, 9. I got like 3 hours to spare.
He lives in Detroit. Did he tell you? Detroit, Michigan. There's a blizzard coming, so.
Oh, there's a fucking blizzard like you will not believe coming. All they keeps talking about is do not drive, and I have to drive. Do not drive tomorrow. Do not drive the next day. It's supposed to be the worst weather in history for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I was telling Brian and Christina how it is in California. It's like blizzard when it sprinkles. Snowstorm, winter storm.
You guys are all over the road when it rains.
Yeah, people can't fucking drive here, and we think that like a little sprinkle is gonna, kill us or something. Put on your freaking, like, what's that Christmas Story where that kid goes out in that big like snowsuit, and he's like, Mom, I can't move my arms. That's how people do it here when
the Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. You haven't seen
that movie? That movie.
Yeah,
he was based in Cleveland.
Watch that. Granddad's house.
Oh yeah.
Where do
the house is in Cleveland.
There he goes. Now he's on the bottom. I'm in the middle this time. Oh, now he's on top, and I'm in the middle again. Stuck in the middle. There. Okay, I'm getting dirty. So first time three-way. Christina, you know what? We're just gonna let you take it away. Tell the people who you are. Leave out your social security number.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
Your address, because I'm bad at that shit. So, but yeah,
no personal information.
Yeah, tell us what's up with you.
All right.
And speak loud and clear. Loud and clear.
You can hear me.
I can hear you. You're good. You're good.
I'm Christina, and starting from the beginning, grew up with a mom and a dad. They got divorced. Dad cheated on my mom.
That bastard. I'm just kidding.
What was funny about that is when my dad told my mom, this is how the conversation went. She was like, or he was like, I've met so. Oh, really? Who is he? He got so mad.
Who is he?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh. Oh man.
So
That's bad, you know. But whatever.
actually, I grew up in a very neglectful household. So like, my dad was never there. So he had who I like, what my favorite color. Really doesn't even know what my birthday is, to be honest. Disowned me when I was like 17 because I had like an attitude. So yeah,
He didn't like your
I
attitude.
tried to have with an attitude. Who would have thought? But he kind of doesn't take accountability for anything and whatever. And then my mom narcissist. Now at the time I didn't know he was a narcissist, but he is a full-blown, like, an abusive person.
Your father is
My
your
stepdad.
stepdad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What is a
So
did he get diagnosed? Sorry, I interrupt. I'll try and be quiet. But what is
honestly, I'm
what
not
the narcissist thing? I just have an issue with that because people like throw it around, but like I mean I could call somebody that name, but I'm like, are they diagnosed with it or is it just something that it kind of
I feel like
resembles?
I'm not really supposed to call him a narcissist that can diagnose someone a narcissist, but he has to tell no accountability. He gaslights.
You could just kind of tell, you know? You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
I know what you are. Yeah. Yeah.
He's got more than one trait, huh?
More than one trait. Like, I could go on and on, but he's just, takes advantage of, vulnerable in this case. And I got her coded. So I've, where I I lean towards, like, because I'm so codependent, like I go for kind of of me, and that's my situation, and that's why
You go for what? Say that again.
So I tend to be codependent. I've been in situations that I'm easy advantage of.
Okay. Yeah.
Manipulated, but like not if like learned from it. But now that I know.
Yep, I know. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows.
Let's see.
Yeah.
When I was 7, I had like a really good friend of mine who used to live at my house, and we went to go visit, and her uncle sexually assaulted me, like full on rape. And when I told her about the next day, I told her everything, and then she oh, well, you better keep that to yourself because slander or whatever. So she's basically, you're lying, don't talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't talk about it, and actually that very day I went to Palm Springs on a vacation, and I just kept it to myself for like years.
How long did you keep it to yourself? And what was like that's one question I'll go into next. How long did you keep keep it quiet?
Honestly, I think 5 years. I didn't even tell my when I finally spoke up about it was my sister.
That's a long time holding on to something like that, especially at that age, 17. You know what I mean? That's like, that fucks up your whole life because you can't talk about it. Did it like
Yeah.
fuck with your life? Like, you just have this thing in the back of your head. You're just like, can't fucking say shit because why couldn't you say shit again? It was just not good or look bad or.
Yeah, like the whole fact that like I was something and then I just like kept it to myself. I felt like I was just
Yeah.
guarding. Like in my head, I was like, oh, maybe I'm just making it up because I was so like, guess I was brainwashing myself to be like, yes, I don't know, maybe it's not real.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I relate to that. Yeah.
And you know, also another time when I was 17, an experience with an older man. So I guess it's for a rape or whatever. Like, I don't know if it was consent because I was like extremely.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood, like my stepsister was like, you know, neighborhood slut, and I'm like, I was a minor. Like, how come no one's doing that to me?
Yeah, I fucking hate the stigmas of the world. We talk about stigmas all the time, Brian and
Yeah.
I, and it's fucked off because you're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful woman. You're gorgeous. And there are those men, and there could be women too. We're telling her story, but
Yeah.
there are those men that don't get it, right? That just like, and you have to be quiet because they're important. They got a job, or they got a family, or they got this, or they got that. And you're like, fuck, man. Well, what about me? And it's what we're taught to do is just shut the fuck up and let it go, and you'll be okay, right? I mean, that's what I was taught. It'll be fine. Everything will fucking be fine.
Yeah. So I felt like I had to like put on this persona, like I was just like, oh, we had to put up this guard all the time, 100% of the time. I don't know, mask it
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. That sucks. How'd you feel doing that?
Well, at the time, I was the neighborhood slut. You know, I thought that I was wrong.
Yeah.
And looking at it, I was like, wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like taken advantage of. I was put into that situation. I don't know. Baffles me where I'm like, hey, hold on. Why are you judging me when an older
Yeah.
ugh, gross, honestly.
Is this like your first time? I'll be quiet for this. Is it your first time sharing it with like people, like on a live something, or have you shared your story before?
I've
somewhere?
shared story, but not live. Like I've shared like a forum or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like but not online. In front of like a couple of people. Like sharing my soul, which
Yeah.
I don't know story.
We all have a story, you know, but it's hard to talk about. So I'll let you continue, and I'll zip it, Dawn. Zip it. I just have so many questions.
Zip it.
I just want to know
Zip
everything.
Zip it, Dawn.
I know I need to. Okay.
So I probably like when I was like or maybe 21 with this guy, and he introduced me to, and I was already kind of like addicted to Dilaudid, so
Yeah.
because I was like in the hospital for my lupus, So like
You were addicted to what?
Dilaudid.
Oh, okay.
Because she was in the hospital for lupus.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Listen,
No,
Linda.
you're good. So I got out of the hospital. I was in the hospital when I was like 18 for like a month. And I wasn't like necessarily addicted to Dilaudid, but I knew what it felt like. So I was with this guy. He brought back Dilaudid into my life. Heroin got intermixed with that somehow. And yeah, I ended up doing a bunch of like shady shit, you know, return, you know, selling my body, doing a lot of shit. Just it's
So you were addicted to heroin at the age of how old? 18?
I want to say 20 to 22. And then I guess I like tried to get sober for that. So in 2015, I want to say, got I guess I kind of, I don't know. I guess it kind of hurt because I got pregnant in 2017. I had my baby. He passed away because he was a micropreemie. He actually died of a brain bleed. I relapsed because of that. That was really tough.
For that loss for you. That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like trying not to, but I'm good.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Like that's a hard one. That not everything, right, is hard. That for you to share that, I didn't know that, and I'm really sorry that happened to you. And that's it. Sorry. I don't want to cry either. I always cry. I'm a crier. I'm a crier, man, but I don't want to cry.
So I ended up getting in 2017. Now, granted, I'm not sober now, but I kind of like I'm not doing heroin or meth or anything. I don't even smoke weed, to be honest. I drink occasionally, but I think maybe everyone's different thing. But I don't. I'm kind of glad like where I'm at right now. So that's all I have to push it anything on anyone.
Yeah.
But so I was kind of like, I feel like I was felt like I needed that like sobriety, like 100 for a certain amount of time. And then I kind of with a really abusive man when I lived in San Diego. So when I lived in San Diego, don't live there. He like came off like 100% like a perfect person. He was like matched my energy, like was like soulmate. He just mirrored everything about me, like anything that I'm interested. He was, but what should have been a red flag for me is that he like would burn or like blame everything on somebody else but himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good red flag right there. Yeah.
I don't listen to I don't see them. I don't see red flags.
Accountability.
The carnival.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 How long were you
But
in that relationship? Huh? How long?
for a year,
1 year. That's a long year.
it felt forever.
It probably felt
literally,
longer, huh?
Yeah. When I tried to leave, he would like hold me back. He would physically make me stay. It was impossible to leave. And then when I would try to leave behind his back, he would catch me in a sneaky way because I was being sneaky. I was trying to leave sneakily, but catch me in a way trying to leave. He would be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" You know, trying to be all nice.
I hear that story so much. We used to do every Saturday night. We used to do, I don't know if you've seen it, but we used to talk to, about narcissistic whatever and abusive people and how people would put their bags by the door just like waiting for their out and like they couldn't get out. And
Yeah, but it
yeah,
felt like for me because
I get
and
that.
he would always
Man, yeah.
triangulate me. He would talk smack about me to my roommate. Hated my gut. And I don't even, obviously, I don't personally, but I think it's just because of what he's said about me. And it was like a weird situation where I was there. I would like, smile at her and she would just give me this awful, like, oh, I don't know what that was all about. And he would, like, he never did anything to cause that situation. He was always like, oh, I don't know why. Now, come on. Really?
Yeah. It was like emotionally difficult, no?
Yeah, I felt so alone. Because there was a point where he was like strangling me, I guess noises, because I was trying to breathe. And she came, Christina, it's late. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm trying. It's like, oh my God, you're being so dramatic. And I'm like, do you
You're
not
like,
see what's
what?
going on? Like, I was so I'm sorry. Did you not just hear what you heard what was coming at me? Like, I'm the bad guy. Like, I'm not making these noises, because I'm literally struggling to be alive. It made me so bad that I passed out.
While you're sick, so right, you're like going through all this stuff. It's really sad. I actually dated someone like that. It's finally like kind of leaving my life a little. But I remember going into the hospital and he would throw fucking food at my face. You know what I mean? Like he'd throw the food and he would be such a fucking like asshole. And I mean, he would maybe like suck his dick like in the hospital when I'm in the hospital coming off of, whatever it was. And I'm just like, now I didn't know it back then, but now today, like all the growth, everything that I've gone through, I'm like, the fuck are you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? People are just, they're sick and it's sad. And they don't give a fuck about anybody else but themselves at the end of the day. And,
Yeah. I mean, really, they're and like all they care about is like bringing everyone else down. They just want to feel better. Like they get off on hurting other people
because they're so unhappy with their life. It's like, let me be this. I'm like, yeah, you're so fucking macho, bro. Like you just did that. So hopefully everyone comes back. I don't know what happened to everyone. But there you are.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, it's a lot. Like that, what you just said in like 20 minutes, not even 15 minutes. That was like a lot. How
so
old are you now? How old are you now?
I'm
How old? 30?
yeah.
You're getting old. No, I'm just kidding. But that's like a lot. That's yeah,
24.
25 forever, baby. But how are you feeling right now? Let's take a pause. How are you feeling right now sharing that? I know it's kind of like, are you feeling that hurt like thing to say? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good because when it first happened, I would talk about it because it was just like I wasn't able to talk about it at, when it kind of just trauma dumped on everyone. And now I'm just like, I'll mention it, but I won't just go like ham on the situation. Good about talking about it. It feels good actually to
Yeah.
get it out, especially
Yeah.
if people, but it doesn't make me feel sad anymore. I feel like your ex is, still has a big part of you. And honestly, yeah, because he's the reason why I don't let anyone take an advantage. Like, really helps me out. Like, he did me a favor. He taught me so much.
Yeah, you're way farther along than I was. I applaud you for that. I think it's but you've gone through a lot in a short amount of time. Like your whole life has been trauma. Like a lot of trauma.
Yeah. It kind of actually, it's kind of unfortunate, but like, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. What wait, I didn't hear it. What did it say? What'd you say?
It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it
It's it's not is what it is. It's not. I freaking hate that, especially in situations like this. Yes, I always say we have a choice, right? Everybody has a choice whether they want to be in this relationship, want to not be in this, but it comes to a point where you don't have that choice anymore. And where you're just so in the fucking like I just got out of fucking the black hole. Legit. I couldn't get the fuck out of this relationship. There's two that I'm like struggling. Beat me down emotionally so fucking bad. And there is not a choice at that part. You can try block, 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 delete, delete, delete. They'll find another way to get in, you know? And it's just people don't understand that yes, you do have a choice whether we get into this, but sometimes relationships with abusive men or mentally ill, sick men that cannot be cured or healed or whatever, you cannot get out. There's no easy way out. It's like a struggle. And
yeah,
you're here now though. Okay.
yeah, statistically, anybody in abusive relationships, it takes at least 7 times
Yeah, I've heard that before.
leave or be able to. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are always, why didn't you just get out of it? Well, it's
Mm-hmm.
not that, like, you don't, or people in that situation, they're stuck because, like, confused and they just can't get out of it. Or they were abused, didn't even realize they were being abused because it was so covert.
Yeah, it's like manipulation, but at its finest. And you're just like, the romancing, the fucking, the trauma bond's the hardest part for me. I don't, and that's, it definitely does take the 7 times. It may take me fucking 20. I don't know, but it's just something that people that are abusive to other people, it is so hard because they catch you at your most weakest moment, right? They got you. Then you're just like, I love you and wine and dine and and then they got you so good that like you're like, what the fuck? You wake up one day and you're like, holy shit, I just lost every fucking ounce of who the fuck I was, and I'm hurting now. I fucking am hurting, and they don't care. I'm like, what happened? Like, you wake up in a different area code, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's like is to dim your light, and really it does feel like that they have one point. But when you finally get out of that situation and you get your light back, and the whole reason why they even targeted you in the first place is because they admired you. You know, it's not because
Yeah.
you were weak.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. I'm one of those people that does the research. By the way, thank you for sharing all of that. It's not easy. And I admire you for that. But I am one of those people that does the research on these sorts of individuals, because I'm thinking to myself, like, I wanted to check myself into a psych ward. Like, I thought I was losing my
Oh my god, me too.
brain. Like,
I
loco and like a basic.
oh my
I'm psycho. I'm fucking blah blah blah. You know, and then I start believing that shit, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck. I'm gonna check myself in, because I don't know what else to do. So
yeah.
I'm still kind of learning. They admired me. Like, what? Like, really, bro? I just kind of get super, I'm like, because I'm still kind of in it,
No,
getting
weird.
out of it. But yeah.
Doesn't like in your in that situation you don't think that they do admire you, but they picked you for a reason. A wonderful person, and they mirror your behaviors because of
Definitely
that.
mirrored. Yep. I had no idea
And
what yeah, that was. I had no idea that there was a such thing as a narcissist. Even though they're not, I had to do a lot. I'm like, whoa. 14 years later in a relationship with someone that 14 years, you know what I mean? Like, a long time. Uh, but it's scary, like, how long have you been out of this relationship?
since April of 2020.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
How's it yeah. And how has
But
it been?
this is my stepdad, so I guess I could have stayed longer if I had nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good 2 years. Do you talk at all?
To about my situation or to
Just to your
whoever.
ex, or to whoever, like, did you have trouble separating yourself from any like that situation, especially?
I guess like every once in a while he'd message me
Mm.
because I him on everything, but he would make different numbers,
Yeah.
and so he'd be like, who is this? And then he wouldn't tell me, so I was like, oh, I know who it is,
That's
or
scary, man. Mm.
say something gross, and I don't know, be like, I'm gonna get drunk and something stupid. One time this was actually the last time he messaged me. He was, I just got big on Bitcoin, and I got like $1 million in my life with you, and let's get married and have babies. No,
Yeah. It sounds so good. They're like all in this different mindset. You're like, wait, what? You just strangled me, by the way. And now you want to get married and you have $1 million and want to have a baby? Like, what the fuck are you saying?
for one, I don't even want kids about marriage ever. So like that's kind of weird that he would even say that. Do something with him that he thinks that I would want, but I don't want anything like that.
So delusional. Yeah, it's really fucked off. It's the biggest delusion. People are so delusional. Okay. Strangle me and then
Yeah.
now you want to marry me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what the
Yeah, and then
it's
because I
like,
was giving cold shoulder. Thank you. And he was like, oh, come on. I forget what
He's
he
like, hey, baby, we're still
said.
together. Yeah, we're still together. And like, you're like, what the?
Point where he said, like, I'm sorry I said to him, I'm sorry you feel that way. He always said to me instead of just apologizing and then taking accountability. So I was
Yeah.
so mad. And I was like, yes, this is that you're mad.
Yeah. It
And
takes a
talked to
while
him.
to kind of get it.
I never talked
I mean,
to that ever again. And
no.
he probably, because I blocked him on everything.
Did you have someone, like, how did you do that? Did you have someone that you talked to that helped you get through it? Like, block him? Because I am told that all the time, and I'm like, block, unblock. But did you have someone like a mentor or somebody to help you do that?
Yeah, just like, make sure you block him on everything. And then I did. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Because I like, I didn't want to, like, get into that. Related me from my sister, who is my best friend. And so when my best friend / sister, and she told me to block him, I was like, oh my God, yes. I'm going to be isolated from you ever again.
So you still had your self-worth. That's pretty fucking, you've always been strong like that, though. I feel when I saw you, I didn't know you that long, or that we weren't that intimate, but we did talk about it. I just feel like you knew who you were as a person, and speak your truth. You're a little quiet, but whenever you spoke, spoke like real shit. It wasn't just like this, or maybe it was. I don't think so. You just knew who you were. You always know. When I would run into you, you know who you were, and so your self-worth has always been there, and it's pretty amazing that you're just like, yep, block me. Yeah, right. You got to take every fucking electronic away from me. You got to lock me in a room until I can get the fuck over it or some shit. Yeah.
So like, before I, like, completely, everything, there was a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
I did have a moment of up with him again, and he made me feel like he has changed, but in the same moment, he was absolutely the worst. It was really, and I remember when he was like just pretty much devaluing me, calling me all these sorts of names, telling me what a miserable see you next Tuesday I am. Associated so hard. I didn't even cry, because I that's how. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I never want to experience that again. And that's what made me not even contact him ever.
Yeah. Do you do like any type of therapy or anything for not just this, but like all of the stuff that stuff that you said before, just this person? I mean, shouldn't even be talked about for another minute, but it's yours. But that stuff in your past, like, do you do therapy for all of the trauma? You do therapy?
I do therapy. Yes. I think even people who don't need therapy, like, I think it's healthy for everyone. I think it's very emotions in any way, and maybe not to just anybody, but to a therapist. I think it's really great, and it's done really good for me.
How long have you been going to therapy for?
I'm like, oh my God, girl, and she's like, oh my God, what? And I'm like, what's a smack?
Yeah. I think it's good for everyone too. It's just someone that you're not familiar with. It's someone that's not going to sit there and say, oh, you did this and you did that. And they're going to help you like work it out, instead of be like bashing you or kicking you down when you're already down, or whatever that fucking saying is. But yeah, therapy is key, I feel.
I was totally like kind of apprehensive, but now that I've done it for, some time, love it. It's made me feel so much better, kind of get stuff off my chest. And it's really good.
What was it that made you not want to go? Like, did somebody say something about therapy, or was it just the stigma based around therapy?
Honestly, like I
Mhm.
kind of I knew that I needed it, and I knew that I was just kind of like taking my time.
Yeah.
And actually, why I'm trying to get on a transplant list for kidney, and
Mhm.
they wanted psychic evaluation, and then I was just like, well, might as well get therapy while I'm at it.
Are you on a waiting list now?
No, I'm still working on it. That's actually.
Seriously? Like, what? You can't just. There must be like a gazillion people, right? On. Okay, like, how does it work?
So I'm and all the stuff that I need to do for it, but luckily I have a life willing to donate her kidney to me. But it's still a list, and honestly, I kind of feel like that a little bit of guilt because I'm like, oh, I really don't want to take her kidney. I feel so bad about it. Like it's kind of hard for me to like the whole situation, but
Yeah. That's pretty rad though that she wants to help you out,
Yeah, it is.
They just gotta go through all the tests, right? Like they gotta have the right blood and the right fucking DNA and yeah. Yeah. And then
because
yeah.
kind of thing, but not really. Like it's the I'm taking your kidney. Sorry, that's what it feels.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't feel like that. I don't know. I have never been in that situation, but I have my niece, Chris, my husband that passed away, his niece, I call her my niece, but she had, was it liver, where her uncle came in and did it because the list was just freaking ridiculous. And gave half of his, cut in half or whatever. And that takes, I mean, I think it's cool. There was complications after that, but I mean, she's doing good. And I don't know. I don't know. Are they donors? Do they at least have it on their driver's license? That way make you feel better because they were gonna donate it anyways. I mean, donate whatever, you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
Why does it make you
really
feel bad? I want to know the feeling. Like, why does it make you feel that way?
um mostly because it's like I'm taking something from someone who doesn't need. It's like
Mm.
I feel bad because from a dead donor, it's like you don't need it anymore. That's great, awesome.
All right, thanks, dog. Rest in peace. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I don't know how people would feel about that, but from a live donor, it's like intense. It's like I'm taking something from you that you don't even need to get rid of about.
They offered it to you though, like to help you.
That's true, but I think in a lot of cases of people who they feel some type of guilt, and that's why we're supposed to get. And I'm glad,
I feel that. Mm-hmm.
but it's like also like I don't even speak about like what's going on, like how's my health doing, and I'm like, I'm great.
Yeah, what is, so you need a kidney. I don't think we talked about it in the beginning. Just go over it. So lupus is what you said. But so how does that affect like the kidney? Like what
So I have
stage of lupus, are there stages? Are there
so I have lupus, basically lupus in the kidneys, and it's stage 4. So I have lupus nephritis, aka lupus, or aka stage 4. I was on dialysis. I'm not anymore. If you can you guys see this? But like I have this scar or this IV
Oh,
fish
wow, that's big. Yeah.
on my arm, and
That's from dialysis?
it's for dialysis. Yeah. So I've actually never used, so I just have it for funsies right now.
For fun.
Unless I need it. Oh, who knows? Dialysis again. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So stage 4 lupus, and that's where you need the kidney, just one kidney, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna need two. Also, when you get a kidney transplant, they do not remove your back. Just put the third one in, and so you have 3
Really?
kidneys. 2 bad ones.
One just like floating around in there?
They connect it to
Oh.
like your.
You know, I don't know where Brian is. There he is. I was just gonna be like, yo, this guy knows about that. I kind of wanted him to be here because he like knows about it. I'm like,
know.
what? How? And you'll be like, shut the fuck up.
I-
But he actually can relate in that aspect. And I'm glad you came back. And I'm gonna let you guys. But thank you for all of that of stuff, of real emotional trauma that you've gone through, and you're continuing to do it, and you're still fucking here. You're still
I'm still
persevering. Yeah, you're still fucking smiling, and you're still like doing the deal. Like you're doing it. You're doing life even when it's fucking hard, and it's badass to see. And I'm grateful that you're here. But I'm gonna let you guys wrap it out. I'm gonna take some notes because I ask a lot of questions. I don't know. So,
Okay.
oh, thanks, Brian, for coming back. Welcome back, Brian. Welcome back. I can't hear you. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
on mute.
Me? Oh, no, you. No.
No, can't hear you.
Go into your settings like you tell me and